welcome to today's live caster, and this will probably be the last daily one, because from now on I'm going to start doing these whenever I get the chance. I guarantee at least once a week, unless it's some kind of major exam week. But anyways, today I'm going to be talking about Arcanine, a Generation 1 Pokemon that is not exactly forgotten, but just maybe a little overlooked. Arcanine is a really nice Pokemon. It actually has the highest um, total base stats of any Pokemon that's not a pseudo legendary or an actual legendary. So that is a really nice advantage for him. Now, Arcanine is a physical attacker, even though it's a fire type, which was bad up until Generation 4, but in Generation 4 it got Flare Blitz, which made things pretty good. So, Arcanine, when I think about Arcanine, it looks like its main weakness would probably be um, a water type move, just because I think, let me just check something here, but water type moves definitely. Because, well, I mean, when you think about it, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of how to counter a fire type Pokemon? Water, because of starters. And the Hydro Pump will make this thing fall. Probably not with one hit, but with a couple. Depends on how it's trained, I guess. Now, what I'm looking up here is I forgot to get this ready. If bulk up could actually be used with this thing, which it cannot. Darn. But even so, I think Arcanine's actual weakness would probably be to Earthquake. But it is fairly well rounded. But its highest stat is 110 attack, with a really nice 95 speed, which can make this thing a really fast attacker, taking on like Metagross and stuff. Now, apparently this thing can learn Morning Sun, which would just be perfect for Pokemon like this, provided that it sets up a sunny day. So perhaps in a tie with Groudon. I don't use Smogon in battles, so using legendaries doesn't really concern me. I usually, well, using restricted Pokemon, according to the official rules, don't really concern me. Banned Pokemon do. But using this thing with Groudon's route would just be killer. Now, this thing does have potential as a special attacker as well, which might be something that people don't see coming when fighting it. I can also see this thing just being both, having things like like overheat, and then using a flare blitz. Um, I'm seeing over and over on Smogon to be using Will-O-Wisp, and Will-O-Wisp is, I guess it could work, but I don't know. Seems just a little, eh. Then again, I guess it could counter Earthquake fairly well. Now, I haven't actually trained one of these things, nor have I really gone up against them, which means they're kind of neglected, as far as I have seen, which is kind of sad, considering these things have some great potential. Now, one thing I could really see this thing working with is in double or triple battles, teammate using a fire type move with its flash fire. This could interestingly just boost this thing up considerably when using a flare blitz the next turn. Only problem that I've always had with attacking a teammate is you can't use protect and then against only your opponent. Now, Arcanine's flash fire is, I think, would probably be more useful with a move that, well, obviously a move that attacks everyone. And I can't exactly think of one that is a fire type move like that. I don't remember what Overheat is. I'm pretty sure it's not, though. And Eruption only hits the opponent. Speaking of Eruption, it's too bad this thing can't learn it. That would be really good for this thing. But I mean, especially with the speed being so high. Now, this thing, it seems that if you don't get the right IV, it could be a little bit devastating, especially in speed. Because 95 speed is great, but I mean, if it's quickly hit by a Crobat, then I bring up Crobat a lot because I have two of them. But yeah, I've seen their power, and Brave Bird will hit this thing hard. Now, its defense stats, 80H, is considerably good for, I think, for a fire type. Fire types usually having lower defense and higher attack or special attack and speed. It's kind of a relief to also see physical attack and fire. With extreme speed after a flare blitz, especially if the opponent is faster, taking them out with that one last hit is just probably one of the best things you can do with this thing. And I think that's about it for Arcanine. I really don't have anything more to say about this thing. I guess, well, it can learn Dragon Pulse, which I can see using for some really nice advantage over Dragon type Pokemon like Garchomp. Then again, there's always Ice Fang. That's right, you can learn Thunder Fang, Ice Fang, and Fire Fang, which is great. Giga Impact is also pretty nice for this thing, I believe. One problem I've always had with Smogon is they overlook some moves. Anyways, I think that's about it. And please subscribe if you like my videos, and I will see you next time I make one of these. Again, I'm not doing this daily because it would just be really, really hard for me, especially with exams coming up. I have provincial achievement tests. I live in Canada, Alberta, so not that nice. Anyways, see you next week, and happy battling, I guess.